Welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and we are going live every day in July to get you more information about Disney, Universal, and the cruising industry. So I am super excited to be here today, and we are talking about Volcano Bay at Universal Studios today. If you don't know, I am Lauren. I'm a travel advisor. My information is below. If you are interested in booking your next Disney, Universal, or cruise vacation, please reach out to me and I will help you with that booking. Also, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. We are going live every day in July. So you want to make sure that you get that information when we're going live, how we're going live, when the videos are, what the upcoming videos are. So by subscribing, you can get all that information. So today we are going to talk about Volcano Bay, and this is such a fun place to talk about. And if you don't know, it's at Universal Studios. And here it is. If everyone knows it as that big volcano place, you can see it as you're driving along the highway. And I'm sorry, I'm not like one of those Florida experts. Like my friend Natalie, I'm sure she's yelling at me right now, but you could see it right along the highway. And it's really cool to see. And when you walk in, this is what you're going to see. And I absolutely love this picture. It's such a fun picture of what Volcano Bay is. And this is a water park, although Universal would like to say that it's their third park, but it really is a water park. And there are tickets that you can get that include Volcano Bay, or you can separately purchase Volcano Bay tickets. So this picture right here is kind of when you walk in, and down here is what we call premium seating, and I'll get to that later, but I just want you to know that's what it looks like. So this is the map of Volcano Bay, and I'm showing it to you because when you go into Volcano Bay, it's kind of hard. The biggest problem I see that people have are the names of things and not understanding the names and what they mean. And you kind of have to study that part ahead of time. If you use a travel agent, they should be giving you a specific map, and it actually breaks down the rides, like extreme rides, family fun rides, rides with no height for Universal Studios. So that will help you to kind of narrow down like what intensity you want out of this experience. So I highly recommend that you use those because that it's very hard to tell just by looking at a water slide how intense it is, but I think using that special map that will break it down into the more intense, the family rides, things like that, that will make it important for you to pick out what rides you want. This is one of the places that I will say that I think studying the map does help you a little bit before you go. I will tell you that you enter in here. Everyone enters in the same location. If you are coming from Cabana Bay, there is a walkway. You are still coming in through this location. If you're coming by bus, this is where you are coming. You should know at Volcano Bay, there is no parking. You cannot drive to Volcano Bay. You are driving to the main entrance of Universal Studios, parking there, and then taking a bus to Volcano Bay. If you are staying at one of the resorts that's not Cabana Bay or Aventura, then again, you will need to take a bus to get to Volcano Bay. Big important thing. I will say Universal has a really good bus service. It's very reliable, it's constant, it's consistent. So don't be worried about that part. But do know if you plan on driving, it's going to be very hard because you have to park at the regular location and then get on a bus to go to Volcano Bay. And at the end of the day, that's the part you have to think about, is getting back on that bus to go back to your car. Now, I will say also the Cabana Bay and Aventura entrances are amazing. They're easy. You can walk to them, and I like that the best. So that's a great option. This is your entrance over here. So you're going to come into here, and then this is what happens is that a bunch of people will come and set up their chairs right here. And there are so many locations for chairs. I would not recommend this area for chairs because if you're going to use a locker, there are very few lockers. There's a locker station over here and there's a locker station over here. So you're not that close to your locker and you're really not, I mean, you're close to the wave pool. But to get to a lot of the other things, you're really walking. And I will say one of the things that you wanna remember also is, any place where there's chairs, it's typically sand. So you are gonna get sandy when you're there. They have these, things all around the walkways that are like little sprayers at your feet, so you're gonna get sprayed by your feet, and that's to help try and get rid of some of that sand when you're there. But anywhere where there's chairs, there's going to be sand. Now, I would recommend trying to find one of these smaller locations for, setting up your, lounge chair. Again, this is hard in the morning, you're trying to figure out where you're going, it can be very disorienting when you're there, so you kinda wanna make sure that you find it out where it is that you wanna go and try and set up those chairs the best you can. Chairs fill up very quickly, obviously chairs with umbrellas fill up the fastest, and lockers are not an issue. This is typically the area where I like to set up, back where this P is. There is a locker station right here, there's a food location over here also, and this is a small location, and it's also the entrance to, like, the lazy river here. Um, so I just like that it's just like it's a calmer location. Um, but that place fills up very quickly. Again, it's with sand. This is also very close to the kids section, which is right over here. So if you have kids coming, smaller kids, this is a great place for you to check out and look. Now, Volcano Bay has this thing called Tapu Tapu, and Tapu Tapu is basically something that you get to wear along your wrist. You don't pay for it, you get it when you enter, and you wear it on your wrist. And it's something that holds your place in line so that you can ride different rides. So some rides you can't like wait, you have to put it into this Tapu Tapu, and you basically take your Tapu Tapu, take it against this thing and down here, just like a magic band if you're, a Disney person, and it will tell you like, "Okay, you can come back and ride this in 30 minutes, or you can ride it now." It will tell you on your Tapu Tapu what it is that you're waiting for, or if you can make another selection, you can make one selection at a time, and basically, it's just a placeholder for you in line so you can go and do other things and then come back when your time is up. You return this Tapu Tapu at the end of the day when you're leaving. These are the lockers. The lockers are right now in July 2022, they are $20. They do fit a lot. I had, a very full backpack, a towel, drinks, but if you're a family of 4, you may, depending on what kind of stuff you bring in, you may need 2 lockers. So understand that. And again, your Tapu Tapu will open up your locker and, anytime you need it, you can just use the Tapu Tapu to open your locker. They do offer life jackets of all different sizes, so adult sizes, kid sizes. This is a basket of them, but they also have them hanging up in different locations all around the parks. So you can use these if you want. There is one ride where everyone has to wear one, which I'll get to in a little bit, but, this is just I like this feature that there are all these, life vests that you could just wear. Now, towels. This is a big thing to remember is that towels cost $6. So you want to bring in your own towels. These are towels that cost way more than $6, but um, I did not want to even go near where you had to pay for $6 for towels. So bring in your own towel if you can remember, because otherwise you're going to be paying for $6 to use a towel and return it at the end of the day. They do offer different types of cabanas that you can rent for the day. I would say if you are a family or 2 families coming, I would highly recommend this. I think that this is probably the best value that you can get, and I'll get into pricing later, but I think cabanas are wonderful at water parks, and I'll kinda get into that more as we go along. I'm gonna just show you some pictures of the different areas, but I'm not gonna go into the names or anything like that. This is the kids section. It's a very large section. There are little slides here. There's another slide here. There's splash stations here. There's stairs here. There's ramps here. There's little play areas here. So there's all different types of areas for the kids, like young kids there. This right here is the thing that you need to wear your life vest for. This is like an intense lazy river where there are no tubes, and all you're doing is you are kind of floating along. And I will say this is probably the most relaxing thing ever. I absolutely love that. I'm just realizing that it's playing all this loud sound every time I do this, so I'll stop. But this is such a good feature. I liked this better than the lazy river. I thought you could just kinda, like, float along with your life vest on, and it's very manageable. You don't really knock into people, and I just really, really liked this. Even though it's more intense, every so often there's like a big wave that comes through, but it's nice. It kind of pushes you forward. And it takes about 10 minutes to go all the way around. But this was by far my favorite, well, my second favorite thing at Volcano Bay. These are some of the more intense water slides. As you can see, this is the one that comes out of the volcano. And then this one has a huge, I don't want to say huge drop, but to me, it looks like a huge drop. So that one was like a little scarier. These are two that I will not ride. Um, the wedgie factor in this one was too much, and the drop here was just too much. Although I did see people wearing life vests riding this, and I couldn't tell if that would be helpful or hurtful. So maybe next time I ride. So, Keely, if you're listening, when we do this, we need to do it together. There are also some good family rides, and as you can see, these are larger rafts. They fit about 5 people, and then you go down these 2 water slides. They're a lot of fun for families, and you don't need to carry up your raft. They bring them up for you, so that is a wonderful feature also. This over here is the Krakatoa. It is the, like, roller coaster of Volcano Bay. It's the one that you hear about all the time. It is amazing. I did it as many times as humanly possible. I will warn you that when you are getting ready, it looks like they put you on like a huge scale, and then someone will tell you, like, you sit first, you sit second, you sit third, you sit fourth. That's a little intimidating. So, just so you are aware of that ahead of time, I think the person is making a snap judgment. I don't actually think they're looking at the total. They're looking at the total weight to make sure that the total weight isn't too much. Um, but still, for those of you who, don't like getting on a scale, you're kind of getting on a scale at that point. And they will tell you you have to sit in certain locations because of the way that the water slide works. It's a family thing. So I would say, if your kid can do like a small roller coaster, that they should be fine to do this. It's so cool. I love this ride. It's amazing. So let's talk about the nitty-gritty stuff. So tickets they start at $70 for an adult or $65 for a kid. Kids are considered 3 through 9. Kids under 3 are free. Your lockers are going to cost $20 each, and towels are $6. So that can add up really quick. They do offer Express Pass for Volcano Bay. They say it starts at $20. I've never seen it that low. I typically, in the summer, it's almost always $129.99 per person per day. So if you're going in the summer, just understand it's going to cost that much. This Express Pass is not included if you are staying at a premier resort. So this is a separate Express Pass that you are getting outside of the one that is offered for free through the premier hotels. So be aware that everyone, if you want this, you're paying for it. Now, there are cabanas, and there's a bunch of different types of cabanas. I'm not really gonna get into that, but they start at $159 and they go up to $600, and it's gonna depend on your day, on how many people there are, what type of cabana you're getting, all those types of things. But with the cabanas, you get a place, you get a locker in your cabana, you get access to food where they're going to bring you food, that you can order. You have a place to rest and a place to go. And what I will say at Volcano Bay is it's really hard sometimes to go and sit down and rest. You just want to keep going to the next ride. You want to get in the pool. You want to do the lazy river. You want to do the more extreme river. And you need to rest. So I think if you get a cabana that kind of forces you to rest a little bit. When I went, it was very hard on my feet because I was standing for such long periods of time, a lot of times without any shoes on or flip flops or anything. And that got very tiresome. And I was very tired very quickly that day. So those are things you wanna think about. They do offer premier seats, which again is a separate section where you just get like a front covered or a head covered seat. They come in pairs, that you can use. It comes with like a little locker in between the 2 seats, and you can order food from someone there, and that's also an option for you. They do offer a photo package if you are interested in that. It starts at $39.99. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I would say that this is great for groups and families to go to. This is such a fun location. I really enjoyed, when I went. I think that it was just a fun place to go. It just felt very different from other water parks that I have been to in the past. There was a lot for everyone to do, and if you I got there early. I mean, when I've been a few times, but this time, like, I was really, like, trying to figure out, like, what would people wanna know? Getting there early and getting that access to the early time if you're staying at Universal Studios is huge. I think that that hour you can get so much. I did the Krakatoa 2 times, set up my lounge chair, um, got something to drink, and like started walking around. So I was able to do a lot in that first hour without really waiting at all. And that was what was so great. I just think that that is so great. If you're going with a family, it's gonna be so fun that you all get to ride these rides together, because a lot of times at water parks, you're doing a lot of things on your own, but this had a lot of group rides available based that you could ride in 2s, 3s, and 4s, and 5s. So, it's a lot of fun for families if this is what you are interested in, and if you like water parks. I saw tons of families there, when we were there. I did not bring only just started to learn to swim, so I did not want to bring him yet. This might have been too much for him. He's only 4, so I would say maybe if you have a strong swimmer, that's fine. It was also one of the hottest days ever. It was, like, over 100 degrees that day, so I did not I did not wanna bring my son. He's not used to that kinda heat. We're from New England. He's not used to Florida heat like that, so didn't bring him, but there were plenty of families there. I talked to a few of them. They said they really enjoyed it. They liked that kids section. The kids section is quite large, and the kids really liked playing in that, so that's helpful to know too. All right, so if you have any more questions about Volcano Bay, you could put them down in the comments. I would love to answer them. And again, we're here every day in July to help you learn about Disney, Universal, and cruising. So if you have questions, please reach out so we can answer them. And I will see you next time. Bye.